And my first guest at this time is a cosplayer by the name of Miss Faye. She's with me right now. How's it going?
Hi,
How are you?
I am good. I'm tired.
You, I'm tired too. We in the same boat in that regard, but I guess sometimes Saturdays can bring that exhaustion at times.
Oh
But
yeah.
but nonetheless, thank you so much for taking the time. Not only that, kicking off the show by joining me for this interview this evening. Truly appreciate it.
Of course.
So let's go ahead and begin. For what I've read about you, you've been doing some cosplaying. Well, actually, you've been modeling since 2006, and you've been cosplaying since 2009. So what was that like making that transition into the modeling scene, into the cosplaying scene?
Um, it was different. Like in modeling, it's about like high fashion, and you're a face of something, of like a company that you're working for, and then cosplay, you're just a face for yourself. So you get to do things your way, and I really like cosplay a lot more than I like just the regular modeling. Like I get to make my outfits and wear something that I designed instead of something somebody else designed.
I definitely get that sense from a lot of cosplayers that I've had a chance to interview recently, and they talk about more comfortable they are as far as cosplaying. They talk about having to dress up, and turn into these superheroes and villains and popular characters that you see in TV and movies and comics and such. What was like the first costume that you used that got you started into cosplaying?
My first costume I ever did, I bought it because I had no clue what cosplay was, convention scene was like, and it was C2 from Code Geass from anime, and I just loved her character. She liked pizza, I like pizza. We just get along pretty well. So I bought her and attended my first con, which is Animation, which is coming up actually the end of this month, and I've been going ever since.
That's awesome. And so I want to read a paragraph. This is from your Facebook fan page. It's off your bio. And this is what you said about cosplay. And I quote, cosplay to me is a form of release. I get to be someone else. I can be someone I love or admire and break out of my shell and do that character justice in person. Um, I definitely like that quote. Did you feel like you was in a shell when you was getting into modeling by any chance, or was it just I don't know something that you wasn't that you did at first and you wanted to move on to something else?
With modeling actually brought me out of my shell. Like I was a really shy kid. I was picked on in school. People making fun of me for like wearing glasses, and I had like a crazy nose from being bit by a dog. So I got picked on for that. So like modeling and going to modeling school brought me out of it. And I didn't realize how still introverted I was until I got into the cosplay scene. And just meeting so many people that share the same stories and same backgrounds of being bullied and just that enjoy the same hobby is so refreshing and releasing that it's a crazy experience. Everybody should go to a convention at least one time in their life, even if they're not acquainted with cosplay or comics or anything, just to enjoy the atmosphere because it's incredible.
I love going to conventions. The first convention I went to was 5, 6 years ago. It was at Lexington, Kentucky, which where I live at right now. They have multiple conventions like Scarefest if you're into horror and paranormal. And then for all the comics fanatics like myself and you, there's Lexington Comic and Toy Convention, and they have plenty of cosplay. And that was the one convention that introduced me into cosplaying and what's it all about. And I became a fan of cosplaying since. Now, I don't dress in costumes like a lot of people, but I appreciate the culture and what people like yourselves do for a living, and It's cool. I mean, we get used to seeing these comic heroes and villains on TV and movies and etc. But to see it come to light when people are like, man, I want to be dressed up like that person, and then make it into reality, and that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Um, so obviously, one thing about conventions, they truly embrace cosplayers like yourself. What do you like the most of going into conventions? Is it like the fan interaction? Is it networking? Is it some other guests that's in the conventions? Like, what do you like the most going to conventions?
My favorite aspect of conventions is just meeting new people, interacting with new people. I love panels. Like, I love learning new things and participating in panels. I've made so many friends throughout the convention scene that it's so great just to bump into them at least once or twice a year at a con. Even though we keep in touch on Facebook and everything, it's still fun to just see them in person again. There's just so many different aspects I love about cons, and especially like being a character that kids recognize. Like the interaction with children is probably by far my favorite. Like to see kids' faces light up when they see you as like their favorite villain or their favorite hero, and just the whole interaction is just the highlight of my con most times, whether I'm guesting or just attending as like an attendee. So those are probably my favorite aspects of conventions.
So, what do you consider like your most popular costumes, the one costumes that people know you the most for?
Two of my costumes that are most popular are probably my black cat. Even though there's a lot of black cat cosplayers out there, for some unknown reason, my black cat is pretty popular. And my Lulu from Final Fantasy X is really popular. Like if you type in Lulu Final Fantasy cosplay, I'm like number 1 to 3 on the list, like right next to Yaya Han on Google search. So it's pretty popular too.
I definitely recognize that name, Yaya Han. She was at a convention here in Lexington. She's very nice. She's very cool. Uh, and the Black Cat, that's definitely a popular character. I like Black Cat. She's every good hero needs a villain, but it's rare that you have a female villain like Black Cat. I don't know if you necessarily call her a villain. Maybe I like to call it frenemy of sorts because they allies and the enemies, and they have this love-hate relationship. That's pretty cool. Uh, so got a lot of conventions coming up that you're going to be a part of. So why don't you go ahead and talk about the upcoming conventions you have that you plan to be attending?
My next event is not a convention but a Smash Brothers tournament, and that is in Greensboro, North Carolina. It's called Paradigm Shift. That's my next event, and that's coming up not this weekend but the next weekend. And then after that is Animazement, which is my home con I attend every year, and it's in Raleigh coming up at the end of this month. After that, there's like a slew of cons I'd like to attend, but I'm not for sure. Like I'd like to attend Heroes Con. I like to attend HoshiCon, which is in Charlotte. North Carolina Comic Con, I always attend in North Carolina. It's in Durham, North Carolina. It's November, like right the day after my birthday, so I always attend it because it's my birthday con. Ichiban Con is in like December, January-ish, and then there's a few cons in between that I'd like to attend, but I'm not for sure yet. Like Anime USA, which is in Washington, D.C., is one of those that I would like to attend, but I'm not sure if I'll get to yet. So that's pretty much my convention schedule, except for the ones that are here and there that I'm not for sure about yet.
Well, I gotta talk about that Super Smash tournament. I love Super Smash. Have you decided what character you're gonna use for the tournament?
I'm bringing my Samus, my Zero Suit Samus to the tournament, and also a Gingerbread Star Fox.
Okay. Star Fox, that is awesome. That I love Star Fox. I use him a lot in the Super Smash Brothers. That's pretty cool. So you can check out Miss Faye on. She's basically everywhere. She's on Facebook. She's on Twitter. on Facebook. Her Facebook name is Miss Faye's Cosplay. Uh, and you can check out her other social media links are all posted. So make sure you check out Miss Faye. And she's coming to a convention near you. Who knows? I'm gonna try to get you in a Kentucky convention. I mean, I can at least spread the word about you. So we got some conventions here. But it's a matter. So exactly how does it work when it comes to booking you to a convention? Is it a matter of fans spreading the word about you, or is it interest from the convention side about you? Like, how does that exactly work per se?
Most conventions I've been requested to, it's been most of my fans requesting me, and then the convention reaching out. Like, most of my fans will give them either my email or my Facebook information or my Twitter information, and then they can inbox me and we'll talk about it. But mainly it's got to be the fans reaching out and requesting me to be at cons. And the more requests, the more likely it is for them to have me.
Okay. Well, it's like myself and a lot of Kentucky fans. If you're going to have to get some work in, got to do something. But it's worth a try. It's worth a try for sure. Now, as far as the cosplay scene, like, who do you consider influences? Those that got you into doing cosplay, or those you consider friends that you meet in conventions, etc.? Like, who do you consider as your influences?
A few of my influences are, of course, Jessica Negri, Yaya Han, Destiny Nicholson, Anamia. Like, a lot of the big name cosplayers, I look up to them because they started somewhere and they've made them something over the years. Like, they were already something before I even found cosplay. So it's mind blowing to me. And then the friends I have at conventions are like the local North Carolina cosplayers is like Deadpool Corn and Ginger Snaps cosplay. There's there's so many. There's Jenna Say What. There's Jenna Lynn cosplay. There's so many just North Carolina-based cosplayers that I love so much. And Maka Lee is a good friend of mine. Maka Lee Costume Design. She's a good friend of mine. And I try to support as many local cosplayers as I can, and they support me. And we're just like a huge family. We try to all get along and support each other. So I'm really big on like supporting my local cosplayers.
That is awesome. Well, Miss Faye, it was great chatting with you. Thank you so much for your time. Continue success, and hopefully one day we'll see each other at a future convention, I suppose. But thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
You have a great night and have a great weekend.
You too.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.